We've got a lot of cuckoos here.
We've got 36 people online. This is pretty good so far.
Yeah, I think we'll get hopefully we'll get a few more. They were going to wait a couple more minutes to get started, and then we'll get going because we have a busy meeting this morning. A lot of things going on.
Yeah, right.
Nice to see Scott Sherman. Welcome, Scott.
Morning, everybody. Can you hear me?
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Perfect.
Morning, Scott.
Hope you're all doing well.
There's John Peterson.
Yeah, I'm on.
Hi, John.
Good morning.
Morning.
John.
Morning.
Morning, John.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Good to see you, John.
See you.
And you know, light talk so you can see who's.
Morning, Dave West.
Good morning, Craig.
Silence is very becoming.
Yes, Jack Scott, did you see this morning's paper?
No, I don't get the paper.
Oh, there's a bad article in there. I'm sorry, Jack, but the Rolling Stones concert got canceled this year.
I saw that.
You know, the Rolling Stones, if they fell over me.
Morning, Jack. Good to see you.
I did get something unusual in the mail yesterday. I got an American flag that had been flown over the USS Missouri on September the 2nd of this year, which is the 75th anniversary of
Wow,
the end of World War II. Jane and
very nice.
Oh, there's Gene. Hi, Gene. Good to see you, Gene.
Morning,
Wow.
Gina, and good morning, Val. Good to see you both.
Val is there. Good morning.
Well, I think we are going to go ahead and get started. So I'll, if I can pick up the mallet and bring my bell. Call the meeting to order at 9:03 a.m. We want to welcome everybody. We'll do some introductions throughout the meeting, but we'll start in a minute. But to start, we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Mary Haas.
Will everyone stand and salute the flag behind Alan?
I can do that.
Got it? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
And for those of you who don't know, this is the Kiwanis Club. John Chappelle, do you have a vocation for us?
We have a little something in which we want to say God bless to all those members of our club who have gathered today for this meeting, and certainly members of other clubs and perhaps sponsored youth. And it is nice to have them here on our 60th. And as I babble away, could everybody just think back? Certainly I've been in the club many years and can remember many Kiwanians of Grantville Allied Gardens who are no longer with us, and just briefly think of those people and all the things that they did for all those years. And for that we say God bless.
God bless.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're going to start some introductions, and our first one is going to be for our San Diego City Council member for our District 7, and he's an Allied Gardens resident. It's Scott Sherman. Actually, Scott, you went to Patrick Henry High School, right?
Yeah, class of 81, live in the house I grew up in down there in Allied. We're the Halloween house. We're the ones you see on TV decorating for Halloween.
Wow.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, your comment.
Okay, yeah, if we could get, if we could get everybody.
Yeah, my TV is, the TV is working.
I'm sorry, that was me.
Coming from Jerry Sakura. There you are. The little red light is working, but
Okay,
the TV isn't working.
Kathy, could you mute everybody so we could?
Oh, here we go. Wait a minute.
Then,
Okay.
All right.
Here we go. Okay, you see me?
All right, can you all hear me? That's the question.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can see you now.
We okay? You guys can hear everything? All right, great. Perfect. Yeah, answering the question, graduated with Patrick Henry in 81, lived down off of Clara Lee there.
Wait a minute. We're getting feedback here. I'm sorry.
Just mute everybody and open up.
Kathy, just mute everyone.
Yeah, mute everyone.
Okay. Go ahead, Scott.
Great. Yeah, answering the question, graduated Patrick Henry in 1981, lived in Allied Gardens the majority of my life, live in the house I grew up in, and we're the Halloween house, you know, it's getting to be that time. We're the ones that are on TV decorating and having all the kids come by. Last year, we had about 350 kids come by the house for Halloween there off Clara Lake, so. And of course, my kids have been out of the house for, you know, over a decade, but we still do it because the neighborhood expects it.
Good.
Scott, I think you had something you were going to give us.
Yeah, you want me to jump right into it for you?
Why don't you please? I know you have a busy schedule and going to have to leave early. So yeah, go ahead and do that.
Not a problem. We've put together a proclamation honoring, if you can see that, it's honoring your 60th anniversary. Do you want me to read the whole thing? Because it's very small font, which means there's a lot of words and good things to say about Kiwanis in here. But really the reality of it, and the most important part, is it's honoring G.A.G. Kiwanis for what they have done for 60 years in the community. You know, my office and your group has worked together many, many times to get things done and get through the bureaucracy at City Hall. And, you know, with Mr. Peterson, and it goes back to what we started there, just to get the city to move around on getting lights done and getting the bricks and allowing all that to happen. It's been a very good relationship for the last 7.5 years. And now that I've got 84 days left here in office, I just wanted to say thank you to your organization for what you have done for the community. And the tireless efforts you put in. I mean, you worked with our staff. We've tried to get the city to move the best we could, and we've accomplished a lot of really good things together. And I just wanted to express my appreciation and my gratitude for a very good relationship for the last 7.5 years. So we have a proclamation, but at the end of the day, it's proclaiming September 17th, 2020 to be the 60th anniversary of the Kiwanis Club of Grantville Allied Gardens in the city of San Diego. So thank you for that. With COVID, it's a little hard to get everybody in person to get the signatures. So we're working on getting the signatures from the entire council and the mayor's office, and we should have that for you shortly. But again, I just wanted to say thank you so much for what you all do for the community.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott. We're looking forward to getting that, and we'll share it with everybody. We really appreciate it. We know you have a busy schedule, and if you need to leave early, that's perfectly fine. Scott, I remember the first time I met you, I was buying gas at 7-Eleven, and on that day you were able to tell me you had 1,000 and something days left. So you've been keeping track of that, huh?
Yeah. Well, I'll be running back to the private sector where I came from. You know, I've done my duty for 8 years. I've given back to a city that's been very good to me over the last 5 decades, and it's something I'm really looking forward to get back to doing here and kind of go back to a life a little more anonymous.
You could always become a Kiwanian.
Well, I'd have to quit my Rotary guys first, so we'll talk. How's that?
Be our guest anytime.
Anytime.
Right.
Yeah, you're always welcome back, Scott. Thank you
Well,
again.
Scott, we can be really persuasive.
Yeah, I know. I've had you persuade me many times, Gina. But I'll tell you, once this COVID is over, I'd love to get together with you up at Brothers for an actual in-person meeting when we can say hi face to face.
Wonderful.
Hopefully we'll be past this soon and we can be all together again. And I would love to stop by up at Brothers when all this is said and done.
Yeah, I'd like to thank your staff, Lisa and Judy, especially for all they've done to make this possible.
Lisa's right there.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
All right.
So we have some other visitors with us this morning, and I'll start the second week in a row. It's a privilege to have our California, Nevada, Hawaii District Governor Tim Cunning with us. How you doing? We're gonna be hearing a little bit from Tim in a little while. We also have I guess he's still governor-elect. Gary Gray is with us this morning. Gary, I believe you live in Santa Barbara.
That is all true. I'm in Santa Barbara right now in my office.
Okay. We'll be hearing from you later on too. And I believe we also have your term starts October 1st, and then the governor-elect will become Margot Dutton. I believe
It's a
Margot's
pleasure
with
to be here. You can see I'm babysitting today, so it's a little more challenging, but hey, Rylan, say hi. No, now you don't want to talk. Okay.
We have kids with us all the time. They're more than welcome. They're the future. That's what it's all about.
Indeed.
Morning.
Put it on.
Yeah.
On your collar, right there. Yeah.
We also have
What?
Chloe is
Get there anyway.
Yes, you can.
Hello.
Will you move?
Chloe is part of the Ocean Beach Kiwanis Club, and she's a Region 2 trustee for Kiwanis. So it's great to have you here this morning. Steve Dreyer, the Poway Club, another Region 2 trustee designate. There's Steve. It's good to have you with us this morning. We have, of course, our Division 21 Lieutenant Governor, Craig. Craig, could you introduce? I know there's some people here from your new Scripps Ranch Club. Could you introduce them?
Sure, yeah. Hope Nevin is on the call here. He's the club president for our club. He's brand new to Kiwanis, and he's actually being trained right now. Last night and tonight, he's got a special CLE training that he's doing with Dave Schmidt and Steve Dreyer. So he's with us. And then Al Jones and Mary Beth are on the call as well. And Al Jones used to be a member of your club many years ago.
That's right.
And when he left that area and moved out here to Scripps Ranch, he left Kiwanis for a number of years. And when he heard we were opening a Scripps Ranch Club, he and Mary Beth both joined our club. So he's an old member of yours and wanted to say hi to you, and 60 years of your club. And he's been with our club all of 1 month now, since our club was just chartered on August 11th. So we're all here to congratulate you and your club.
Thank you, Craig. We have Division 44 Lieutenant Governor John Brammer from Sacramento. How are you this morning, John?
I'm good, thank you, Alan, and congratulations on your birthday.
Thank you. We have Gina Roberts, Division 37 Lieutenant Governor. Gina, it's good to have you here this morning.
Glad to be here. Congratulations, guys.
Good morning. And so we have Dr. Valerie Brown Klinghoffer with us from the Marina Kiwanis Club.
Great to see
Valerie,
you.
that's only one of your many Kiwanis clubs, isn't it? Aren't you a member of several?
Yes, 7.
7.
7. Wow.
Okay.
Volunteer time.
That might be a record.
It's great to have you with
guys. I'm so proud of you. It's amazing.
You were with us several months ago, and it's great to be back. You're always welcome, Grantville Alley Gardens. I'm going to call on former Alley Gardens resident and member of the Tierra Santa Kiwanis Club, Dave West. Could you introduce anybody who's here with your club? I think there's a couple, you and at least somebody else. Dave,
you're muted, Dave.
Okay.
There you go.
Yes, we have Rex Warburton, our secretary, and Jim Cody from our club in attendance today.
Okay, great. Great. A couple of us were at your meeting last night and really enjoyed hearing from the Sarah High School principal. That was a good meeting.
Yes, it was.
We also had Al Demeron, Kearney Mesa, Kiwanis, and past lieutenant governors with us. Al, how you doing this morning?
Plants in Tijuana. Got a haircut down there when I was down there, and the barber said "Cuando?" and he said 60. I thought it was $60. It's 60 pesos. I gave him $10, and 60 pesos is like $3. So he got me an Uber cab back to the dentist, and I came over the border like an hour.
That's great. Yeah, we have from the Mission Trails Regional Park, we have Janet. And Janet, I'm not sure how to pronounce your last name.
It's Gavaldon, and we just wanted to thank you guys for always being so supportive of the park and the foundation. So congratulations on 60 great years.
Is there any word? You guys are open for walking and hiking around, right? But the visitor center is still closed?
The visitor center is still closed, unfortunately. We don't have an estimated date of opening yet. But yes, the park is open for walking and hiking and getting outside.
Good, good. Thank you. And I see we have Trina from the Kiwanis District Office. Thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank
Trina.
you. Good morning.
Where's Trina?
Hi. And are you an Aztec?
It was,
Aztec for life.
All right.
Go Aztecs.
We got a lot of Aztecs here.
Past president of our Circle K, too.
Oh, okay. Great. Great. Do we have any more visitors?
I see you have a couple members from the Pacific Beach Club. Joe Uchik and Ann Rosser are both on. She's the president and Joe's the treasurer for Pacific Beach.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate that. I've got a long list. John Crawford, be quite honest, I've got a list I was working on, and John Crawford sent me a list, and so hopefully we get anybody. If there's anybody else out there that we haven't introduced.
We've got some current Circle Kers.
Yes, Circle Kers. So tell Remy. Remy is with us. Remy, how are you this morning?
I'm all right. How are you?
Remy is in Massachusetts on the Starship Enterprise again this morning, I see.
Massachusetts.
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. New Hampshire.
You're close.
So.
Good morning and congratulations from Division 28 in Las Vegas.
Okay.
Oh, Linda Marks.
Hi.
Good. And Pinky Ho, the current president of the SDSU Circle K Club, is with us. She's in San Jose still, I believe.
Yeah.
How are you doing this morning, Pinky?
Doing good.
They're going strong. The SDSU Club is having meetings and doing activities, so they're okay. So do we have anybody else out there that could introduce themselves?
Can we get Justina?
Justina, okay. Justina, I see your name. How are you? Justina is Lieutenant Governor for, where are you, Justina?
Circle K.
Can you, I can see you, but I can't hear you.
Yeah, so I'm the Lieutenant Governor for the Circle K within San Diego and Hawaii, so Paradise. And right now I'm at home in Sacramento.
Okay.
Good morning, Justina.
Good morning.
We have Christina, a former tea clubber.
Thanks, Kathy. Hi, everyone. Good morning.
Hi,
Christina.
Christina.
Hi, John. It's good to see everyone. Congrats
Good
on
to see you.
It's John Chandler checking in and checking out.
You had your surgery yet?
No, I'm in the lobby waiting.
Oh, God.
Oh, good luck, John.
Good luck.
That's another first. We've had a lot of firsts this year, but
Yeah.
the first person we've had check in from a waiting room at a hospital waiting. So,
Sorry I can't be here, but I gotta go.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Good luck, John.
Good luck, John. Yeah.
We have Angela Silis. I probably.
Is that the former Angela Wessenauer?
It is.
Oh.
Hello.
Hi, Angela. Haven't seen you in a
Hi. I
long,
miss
long
you
time.
guys. And congratulations on 60 years. That is so awesome. I'm thrilled that I was able to spend about 6 of them with you. So that's what, about a 10th of your time. So, yeah.
And then along those same lines, we have another past Circle K president and past lieutenant governor. Welcome, Neola.
Hello.
Hi, Neola.
Hello, John. Good morning. Thank
Good
you
morning.
for the invitation. I didn't want to miss this. Congratulations on 60 years.
Good.
Neola, where are you now? Are you still living in Dallas?
Yes, I am. Still outside of Dallas.
Okay.
Good. Thank you. Well, welcome everybody.
We
have
catch everybody?
who else do we have anybody else, Kathy or John?
I think that's everybody.
Okay, great.
I'm exhausted.
What about regular members?
We have a few regular
You're outnumbered.
That's great. I think we've got, looks like we got about 50 people on right now. Just a couple other quick announcements, and these are for our members or anybody else who wants to attend. 2 weeks from today, we'll have our G.A.G awards and installation. It's going to be an evening. We'll have our normal Thursday morning meeting, but we're going to have an evening meeting starting at probably 7 o'clock to retire our old officers and install the new officers and give out some awards. So we're looking forward to that. And we'll be getting some information out about a theme. And unfortunately, we won't be able to meet at a restaurant, but we it'll be a little after dinner. So plan on bringing your favorite dessert to share that night. So we also, 2 days later on Saturday, October 3rd, we'll have the Division 21 installation where Craig will be retiring as Lieutenant Governor, and our own John Crawford will be installed as Lieutenant Governor. Jim Aiken.
Yes.
Something for us. I've got a container here that says something on it.
Yes. Once again, anybody who has your spare change laying around, I have scraped all of my surfaces, and so I've got a pretty good amount of change. But now here's the problem. I can't get your change. And so Dan Yager and I have cooked up this, that those of you who are going to be sending a check to Dan for your fines and finks and happy dollars or sad dollars or neutral dollars, if you would include just a little bit for MMQ on that check and make sure you designate it as MMQ. And let me give you some background on this. Many of you know that, when I collect change at a meeting, I put it into my spreadsheet. And so I know over the years, I've averaged a little bit over $10 a meeting, and that's just in spare change. So think about that. Think about how much change you would have put in what, 21 weeks? And include that in your check to Dan, and we would all really appreciate that. That's my announcement.
For any of
Any
you,
chance we can do it electronically?
Why
not?
Like send it through PayPal?
We're getting close to the PayPal. Why don't, hopefully by next Thursday, we'll have all the information on that.
Great.
October 4th.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And by the way, this is actually our 27th weekly meeting on Zoom. So over half a year. She's not with us this morning yet, but I know Lisa, our new member, is planning something. This coming Monday just happens to be September 21st, which makes it 92120, which is our zip code here in Ally Gardens in Grantville. So there's going to be some special things we're trying to put together for that day. We'll be hearing some more about that very soon. You'll probably get an email very soon.
In the next 3 days.
John Crawford, you wanted to give a couple of announcements and something special today.
Well, let's see here. Getting a lot of feedback still.
Is that coming from the USS Enterprise?
Could be.
All right, so we'll try this again. Okay, good, that's better. So this coming Saturday is the Key Club Region Training Conference, which will be held online by Zoom. This is always the Key Club's biggest local event of the year, and under normal conditions, under normal circumstances, it would probably draw something like 400 or 500 people. They are holding the event online from 1 to 5 this Saturday. And even though it is online, they are still subject to the same requirements as far as having adult supervision. So we are looking for Kiwanians who are willing to chaperone the event. If you can be online, you don't have to do the whole thing, but if you can be on for an hour or two between 1 and 5 o'clock this Saturday, you can really help out. You can serve our students, help them meet their requirements. They're supposed to have 1 adult for every 10 students there. So we're asking for 2 adult volunteers per club, but we don't have to stop there. If we can get many more than that, it would be super helpful. So please consider being there this Saturday by Zoom. You can serve from the comfort of your own home, and they would really appreciate having the extra help, the extra supervision.
Hey, John, could you send me a link on that, Al Demoran?
Absolutely. I'll go ahead and send that out I'll get it to you sometime today, Al.
Yeah, send it to all of us, John, so we know who to contact.
Okay. You got it. And then Alan, did we want to go into our next announcement?
Yes, please.
All right. Let me go ahead and pull up my screen here because we have a special occasion today. It's not just our 60th anniversary, but we have the pleasure of bringing in a new member, a familiar face who is rejoining our club. Today is our 60th anniversary. On this day specifically, we received our charter on September 17th of 1960. And quite frankly, we don't make it to 60 years unless we have members who are willing to help, willing to serve, showing up at our meetings, showing up at our projects. So the fact that we are still here 60 years later is a testament to all of those volunteers who have been with us throughout the years. And today, before we add our new member, I want to recognize some membership milestones because just as important as adding a new member, we want to recognize the members who stay with us through the years. I don't know how many of these people are actually with us today, but celebrating his 2-year anniversary with our club this month. If you see him, if you speak to him, please congratulate new homeowner, Corey Husted, on 2 years in Kiwanis. Celebrating 3 years, joining us in 2017, we have Chris and Gay Holbrook from Grocery Outlet Allied Gardens. And then joining us that very same day in 2017 were Paul and Joy Vogel. And I know Joy is here today, so congratulations, Joy, on 3 years. I don't know if Paul's there with you, but say hi to and congratulations to him as well. From 2006, celebrating 14 years as a member of our club. She can't be with us today, but we want to congratulate Mickey Zychik. And then our big winner today, 23 years in the club, joined us in 1997, our club treasurer, Dan Yager. So we want to recognize and appreciate those members for their longevity and their commitment to our club, and we'll have more for you next month. But right now we have the pleasure of introducing our brand new member, and I'm going to ask, I'm going to ask for his sponsor, George Butterstein, to log on with us here. There's George. It is always a distinct pleasure and a special moment when we get to welcome a new member into our club. Today we have the honor of welcoming and returning Jerry Satcheloff as our newest member of our Kiwanis family. Jerry has been nominated and approved for membership in Kiwanis. Members are the lifeblood of any Kiwanis club. No club can survive without maintaining a continuous stream of eager new volunteers who wish to serve the community. For this reason, we ask all of our club members to remain diligent and enthusiastic about promoting Kiwanis so that more of our friends and neighbors can be welcomed into our organization. Our new member today is sponsored by George Butterstein, who has agreed to serve as a mentor to Jerry as he becomes familiar with the activities and traditions of our club. George, would you please introduce us all to Jerry? George, you're muted.
Come in, George.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Jerry's a good friend and neighbor, and I asked him to give me a little bio here, and at the top he says, "Not again." I've been doing this for a while and had to leave for personal reasons, but we're just thrilled. Yeah, Jerry was born and raised in South Pasadena, graduated from Alhambra High School, and then 2 years at Cal Poly University in San Luis Obispo, majoring in electronic engineering. He heard the Army calling for Korea, decided I did not like available options, so joined the Navy as an electronic technician. Navy electronics schooling at Treasure Island, then stationed at Colas Heights Naval Radio Station. Then the Army got even with me, and Navy sent me to Guam. He goes, ugh. He got married, started out a career in electronic sales, elevated to director of marketing and sales, and ended up buying a printing service business here in San Diego. He retired. He has 3 offspring. Ed is an attorney. Mark has a thriving advertising business. And Michelle is a very accomplished hairstylist. He's most proud of his 3 kids and was able to grow with them. And finally got his BSBA degree while being married and with 3 kids. Lots of work, but well worth it. Congratulations, Jerry. Unfortunately, he lost Marcia, his wife number 1, but then found Pauline, who he's now been happily married to for 6 years, and she has 1 son, a known doctor. And that's all Jerry wrote. What? But he's very modest. And what he didn't write down on this thing was he's very well known at the San Diego Zoo. Jerry spent over 1,000 volunteer hours while he was there at the zoo, mainly in the bug house. They really liked Jerry in the bug house. And he also served on Jewish Family Services for many years. And I remember going down past his garage, and he's making all kinds of ramps and everything for the people that are affiliated with this club. So Jerry, it is a pleasure to sponsor you.
All right, congratulations. Jerry is our second new member to join the club since the pandemic hit. So whereas other clubs are struggling for membership, we are actually now +2 since we went to quarantine. So George, the club thanks you for your willingness to share the service and fellowship of Kiwanis with a new member. Every new member we bring in represents a new idea and brighter future for our club. Every new member gives us another means to serve our community and the children of the world. Jerry, you have indicated your desire to become a member of our club, and you have received a brief orientation about Kiwanis. As you know, Kiwanis is a global organization of volunteers dedicated to improving the world, one child and one community at a time. As Kiwanians, we take pride in our organization, and we keep the objects of Kiwanis at heart. The 6 permanent objects of Kiwanis were adopted after the 1924 Kiwanis International Convention and have never been altered or edited. They have never needed to be changed. At this time, I would like to call upon our district governor, Timothy Cunning, to share with us the objects of Kiwanis.
Thank you, John. Object number 1, to give primacy to the human and spiritual rather than to the material values of life. Object number 2, to encourage the daily living of the golden rule in all human relationships. Object 3, to promote the adoption and application of higher social, business, and professional standards. Object 4, to develop by precept and example a more intelligent, aggressive, and serviceable citizenship. Object 5, to provide through Kiwanis clubs a practical means to form enduring friendships, to render altruistic service, and to build better communities. And object 6, to cooperate in creating and maintaining that sound public opinion and high idealism which make possible the increase of righteousness, justice, patriotism, and goodwill. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Tim. Jerry, do you agree to embrace the objects of Kiwanis as a guideline for your daily living and in service to others? Oh, Jerry, you're muted. We'll take that as a yes. Now, at this point, Jerry, we would typically give you your new member badge and your pin, but I understand that you found your old badge. Somebody's trying to call Jerry. Jerry is taking a phone call.
Perfect timing. That means everything. This is great.
Well, at this time, we would normally get up and shake hands with Jerry. I would ask everybody to join us in a virtual handshake as we welcome Jerry to the club. Very good. And Jerry, welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard, Jerry.
Jerry's wife has been ill, so he may have to take this because she got out of the hospital. So that's probably why he's on the phone.
Okay. All right, very good. Welcome aboard, Jerry. And with that, I'll turn things back over to Alan.
All right, thank you, John, and congratulations, Jerry. It's great to have you back in the club. I see at least one more person who has been joined by Betty Ann, one of the co-owners of the Longhorn Bar and Grill, I believe it is. Here, are you guys in Greenville or out on the border?
We're in Granville.
Granville down there, but take credit for you.
Thank you very much, Alan.
Always good to have you with us. And we're still getting a lot of feedback, but if you're not speaking, just go ahead and mute yourself. Right now, I'm going to introduce our Kiwanian of the day, and it's our privilege to introduce Mary Haas.
Hello, everyone. My first duty today is to collect happy, sad dollars from everyone. So get out your envelope, and if you get called on to produce a dollar, please put one in there. The first happy thing I would like to do today is sing happy birthday, Marilyn Monroe style, to our President Alan Young. So if you could all join in, please unmute. Let's all sing happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Happy birthday to you. Well, I think Marilyn would probably be embarrassed.
Well,
Remember when she sang that? Okay, so we need happy sad dollars. Would anyone like to contribute? Alan, you're first.
I get to go first, I guess, since it's my birthday. I've got one happy dollar. As most of you know, my wife had breast cancer surgery last week, and she's recovering really nice, and all the signs are very positive. So we're very happy for that. And that's the only birthday present I really needed this year. And I've got a happy dollar. I got to tell a story. Last Monday, I believe it was, several of us were attending the Key Club meeting for Patrick Henry High School. And we've had 2 members who have attended meetings, and during the meeting, they went from one state to another state. So they were in 2 states during one meeting. Last Monday, we had a member attending a meeting while she was going through a car wash. And I don't want to mention any names, Joy Vogel, but that was incredible. I'll never forget that.
That's pretty good.
Okay, who's next? I see Phil Bennett down here.
Yes, I have a happy dollar, pardon me, $46 and an unhappy $100. John Crawford just reminded me that this past month I was a Kiwanian for 46 years. And the sad $100 is my brother passed away day before yesterday in Australia. And it's a great sadness, but he's out of the misery. At any rate, that's mine.
Do we have any others? I can't see all of the pictures, so if you
Steve Dreyer. Steve Dreyer.
Steve Dreyer.
Hi there. First of all, congratulations on behalf of the Kiwanis Club of Poway on 60 years. Our club's struggling along at 47 years, so we have a ways to catch up to you. Guess we never will. But I have a real special happy dollar and a thank you dollar to the Granville Allied Gardens Club. And the thank you dollar is for the long-term loan of Cal Pancari to our club. Cal, of course, was a past president and whatnot and division lieutenant governor from you. And he moved to Poway, I'm going to estimate about 10, 12 years ago, and joined our club. At age 95, he remains an active member. I was kind of hoping his daughter Patty was going to arrange for him to join us today, but it didn't happen. But anyway, thank you for Cal. He's a gem and we value him, and we have you guys to thank for turning him on to Kiwanis.
John Peterson. Unmute, John.
Unmute thing down here, yeah.
There we go. Oh,
Still muted. Oh, there we go.
there we go.
There I am, now unmuted. Thank you. I have a happy $60 to celebrate our 60th anniversary. And a great big thank you for being allowing me to be a member of G.A.G. Kiwanis for 54 years of that 60. And I can tell you that probably the best thing about Kiwanis are the friendships that I've developed and enjoyed for the past 50-some years. It's been a great part of my life, and I'm very, very happy to have been a member of G.A.G. Kiwanis for all these years. So here's my $60 in my envelope, and I will mail it to Treasurer Dad. Thank you.
Thank you, John. I see John Crawford with money in his.
I'm going to put in several dollars here because first of all, I'm going to put in a happy dollar. Even though they lost the last 2 days, the Padres have been red hot, so I'm happy to see that. We're going to the playoffs again, finally, for the first time in about 14 years. I'm going to put in a sad dollar for Gary Bloom. Gary, I hope I never have to see you dancing sexy ever again. That was
Marilyn Monroe style. Come on.
You really
when I'm in my garage, I can do anything.
You really took it up to 11 for us there. Thank you for that.
Is that on the movie?
I wish I was wearing a white dress.
I see Dan Yager with $1.
Well, yeah, actually, I want to give a happy dollar for that performance by Gary Bloom of Marilyn Monroe, and if you missed it, it was priceless or at least worth $1.
Oh, great. Yeah, good. Anyone else? George Butterfly.
Now back, John, up two with the Yankees are back to full strength and scored 13 runs last night. So and what's really discouraging is if the Yankees go into the playoffs, which I think they will, they'll be playing at Petco Park for the playoffs, well, for the ALCS. So
you won't be able to go.
I won't be able to go see them.
Get one of those suites on top of the Marriott.
There you go.
I see Vic.
Yes, everybody's talking about their favorite baseball team. My Chicago Cubs are in first place, and I'm looking forward to them winning the World Series again this year.
Second time in 110 years.
Yeah, you win one in a century, you start to get greedy.
Anyone else? Speak out. I can't see.
I have one. I have one more that I didn't get to. Just in honor of the 60th anniversary of the club, this month marks 29 years since I got involved, and to see people that I knew back then, like Trina is here today, Neola is here, and she's one of the first Circle Kers that I ever met. So to see some of these friends that I made back in the early 90s still with us, still joining us today is very good to see. So thank you for being here.
Gary Bloom?
Yeah, is today Alan Young's birthday?
Yes.
I have a happy $1 for that.
Remember, I will always be young.
Yes, yes. And I'll give another happy $1 for not singing the song and trying to put it in a round that doesn't work on Zoom.
Do we have any others? Okay. That being said, I'm now going to go into my entertainment part of the program, and I would like to introduce you to our club presidents and lieutenant governors. Before I start, I would like everyone to write down a number between 1 and 20. Can you do that?
Yeah. Got it.
This is part of the contest. Then write down a second number between 1 and 10. We'll get to these numbers later. Now I need to share this screen. Where are we? Okay. I'm having a little trouble here. There we go. Got it? Can everyone see that?
Yes.
Yep, we got it.
Okay. So we've had many presidents in our 60 years. We've had 60 presidents, and this coming year we'll have our first president to serve for 2 terms. But let's get started. Who was our first president? William F. Geisinger. Oh, and you're all welcome to make comments. Some people knew these folks and have little quips to say about them or whatever. Just pitch in. He was the manager of the Allied Gardens branch of First National Bank.
Yep.
Charles Burton was an electrical contractor. Bob Frankhauser was the vice president of Standard Sheet Metal. Good old Bobby. Carl Geisert was a supervisor of Sparkletts Water. I won't get all these right. Didn't know this man. Donald Pryor was a real estate broker with Claire Bergener.
That's right. My first president, by the way.
Grant Milstein was the manager of Allied Gardens branch of First National Bank. Harry Eng was a pastor of the Grantville Church of the Nazarene.
Harry Eng was actually a magician as well, and I can remember he would go around to the different elementary schools performing magic tricks. I remember meeting him when I was in the 5th grade.
He used to have a party every year and where he would cook a Chinese dinner and perform magic tricks for the club.
Oh. Albert Heck was the G.A.G president and the lieutenant governor of Division 21. Oh, and he was a dentist.
Right.
Norman Honkanen was the owner of Drug Fair, the drugstore up on Waring Road. Oh, going back to him. At this point in 1969, Kiwanis adopted the October to September calendar year. Before that, it was a regular calendar year.
So we called Norm our pregnant president. He served 9 months.
Harry Ashfield, who was an attorney. Paul Chrisman, who was in insurance and loss protection for food maker. Then we have John Peterson.
Hey, John. Woo!
Manager of Kettenberg Marine Hardware.
Whatever happened to that guy?
We love that man.
Nice.
Hey, John.
Thank you, thank you.
Then we had Joe Terwilliger, who was a chief of training section of the U.S. Postal Service.
True.
Bill Larson, who was a Bergener realtor.
That's right.
Now get ready for the next one. Gene Elmore.
Hey, Gene.
Was our president and then also the lieutenant governor of Division 21.
All right, Gene.
Gene was in theft prevention and manufacturing, Glenda Enterprises, telecamera, an author, and a fabulous pilot.
Yay.
Yay, Gene.
Hey, Gene.
Good man.
And we had Cal Pancheri,
Oh, my
an
goodness.
employee benefit consultant and a business consultant, who was also, besides our president, was the lieutenant governor. We had Ken Abel, who was a chaplain in the U.S. Navy Air Station at Miramar. Clyde Neal was a real estate agent. Ken Bonatus worked for Food Maker.
Which is now Jack in the Box.
Oh, okay. Bill Hoover was San Diego City Schools Personnel Administration. Dave Anfangar, who was a principal at Hearst, Knox, Valencia Park Schools.
And his wife is famous for falling in John Chandler's swimming pool during a party.
Was her name Ruth?
Ruth.
Yep. Dave was my Key Club advisor growing up.
Jim McDonald, who was a general contractor and owner of many Round Table Pizzas. Fabulous guy.
We used to call him Big Dummy.
Dennis Wilkes owned a Foster's Freeze.
And he spent many years in the Lake Mary Kiwanis Club, too.
True.
Dick Caswell worked for Langley Corporation.
Caswell.
Take a quick sip of water. This is a big one. John Chandler.
Look at that guy.
Box and Storage and Chandler Packaging.
And he's Little Dummy.
He was Little Dummy.
Look at all that hair. Don Leidy was an architect.
And Santa Claus.
And Santa Claus, that's right. Fernando Mesquita, who was an architect. Jack Scott.
Yay, Jack.
Hey.
He's got that same look on his face.
Jones.
Hey, there's Al.
Al Jones. Bought and sold business. J.B. Harwood accounts receivable consultant. Dennis Davidson worked for NOSC, Navy Operational Support Center. Get ready for this next one. John Chappelle, pharmacist, SD Hospice and Center City Hospital. Dr. David Wright, San Diego City School Administrator, was our club president and also Lieutenant Governor of Division 21. We had a lot of lieutenant governors come out of this club.
Yes, we did.
George Bradley worked for United Way.
He's my neighbor.
Mike Culver was a CPA. Ann Wright worked for city schools. She was the first woman in our Kiwanis club and our first woman president. Terry Shanklin, who had a career in the Navy and then real estate. Boyd Sauter, who did sales and vacuum pneumatic systems and was our G.A.G president and also lieutenant governor. Ed Smirt, who was a director of Allied Gardens Rec Center. When I first saw that name, I thought they left out a vowel, but that's the way it's spelled.
That's it. Yep.
We tried to buy him a vowel one time, but he wouldn't take it.
Add a vowel to that
No
name.
vowels in his name.
Kathy Culver worked with a CPA. Joan Talbert was an accountant. Kevin Stone was a stockbroker. We have a lot of people in the money industry. Larry Gilmore owned a sign company. Hal Black, G.A.G president and past president of San Diego Club. Hal was a principal at several elementary schools.
And he was an old type of principal too. My son remembers being disciplined by him.
Norm Malkowski, also known as Norm Who.
Always had a smile.
He was in heavy equipment leasing.
And he's still in Kiwanis. He lives in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, but still in Kiwanis.
Okay.
I'll be darned.
Rob Busley, who was a Union Bank manager. Jim Vish, who was in medical sales.
When he passed away, in his obituary, it said he and his wife used to like to go on ski weekends. And I'm thinking, he doesn't seem that athletic. And then I found out that skis stood for Spend Kids Inheritance.
I like that. John R. Crawford.
Hey, John.
Insurance Services, G.A.G president and soon to be Lieutenant Governor, Division 21.
Hey, John.
Hey.
Steve Rishnick worked at the airport. I don't know what his capacity was there.
He told me once he wanted to give me a diamond brooch. And I said,
Oh.
I can't take that from you. And it was a dime that he had cut a hole in and put a
Oh, he was the Joker.
Diamond pin, he called it.
I have his dining fork that expands to across the table so he can get your food.
He did.
Kathy, I have one of those diamond pins too.
And then we have Mickey Zychek.
Yay.
Zychek Consulting Services. Yay, Mickey.
You're so fine.
Yay, Mickey, you're so fine. Patrick Jordan was a real estate agent. Louisa Moore, a real estate agent. Gary Bloom, real estate agent.
Wow.
Took them all.
Hey, Gary.
Hey, Gary.
Joe Houston, sales at SeaWorld and more. Tony Orozco, was an entrepreneur and a fireman. Alex Zubek,
Hey.
financial planner for Edward Jones. Kathy Whisker, entrepreneur and woman of all trades.
Absolutely. She's responsible for our clock and our bricks.
That's right, and our bricks.
George Butterstein, college biology professor and dean. Kathy Butterstein, high school biology teacher. Alan Young.
Yay, Alan.
Forever young.
Birthday boy.
SDSU foundation and teacher at Juvenile Hall. Alan Young for 2021. First president to serve a second term, and he's right in fashion for 2021. We have members who are presidents of other Kiwanis clubs. Look at this. Byron Newman, who is an optometrist, was the president of Van Nuys Orange Club and lieutenant governor of Division 25. And look at all that hair.
A great shot.
Yeah, that's a beautiful picture. Valerie Crawford, who is a high school teacher and married to John Crawford. She was the president twice in North Las Vegas and now, or was the president of Kids Kiwanis here in San Diego, Division 31.
And she accepted John's proposal in front of 3,000 Key Club kids at a convention.
We have pictures of it.
She's also accepted another proposal. She is going to be serving as lieutenant governor for Division 31 the year after me.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. Oh, busy people. We have Phil Bennett, who was the president of Old San Diego and at 2 different occasions. Oh, and Phil was a retired Navy pilot and more. Mike Brown owned a Christmas tree farm, also known as Farmer Brown. He was president of Potrero Tecate. James Hurry, I have no pictures of, who was in car insurance and president of the Downtown San Diego Club.
Yep.
And Ross Millette,
Hey, Ross.
president of Alpine Club. He was manager of Union Bank.
Right.
Give me a second here to catch my breath. What am I doing? James Moon, who was president of Hillcrest and lieutenant governor of Division 21. And he was into Calvet loans. And then we have Larry McClelland, who was everything. President of North Park, of Balboa, lieutenant governor, Division 21, and the governor of Cal Neva, the big guy.
He won by 1 vote.
One by, oh, okay. Yeah, he served as a member. Okay.
Very nice work.
Okay, now.
Good job, Mayor.
Good job, Mary.
You're welcome. Now, let me close this out. Give me a second here. Uh-oh.
You're good. You're just back on the main.
I'm back on the main one. Okay. I'm new to this, so sorry.
Great job.
Okay, now you're wondering about the numbers that you wrote down on your tablet or paper, whatever. So the first number represents the number of current club members who have served as president of Grantville Allied Gardens or any other Kiwanis club, not including youth clubs. Okay, does anyone have, if you picked the number 17, you are correct.
I was off by 1.
I had 17.
All other wrong numbers now owe $1 to the administrative fund. So add your dollar to your envelope.
I don't have
Did any? Did I collect any dollars?
Yeah, you got mine.
Got a lot. 17 is the correct answer.
I had that.
Good. The second number is your guess of the number of club members, both past and present, who have served as the lieutenant governor of our Division 21 or any other division. Okay, that's lieutenant governor. If you pick the number 8, you are correct. All other wrong numbers now owe $1 to the administrative fund. Put your dollar in your envelope.
This is an expensive club.
Oh, you don't know. Okay. Now, part 2 of my presentation. Excuse me a second.
Actually, we're not expensive. We serve a cheap breakfast.
What breakfast?
We're treating. We're treating.
Low calorie, bro.
I haven't had biscuits and gravy in a year.
Yeah, I got invoiced the other day for $32 in back-owed happy sad dollars from my president. So
Oh, that's an idea.
I didn't know she was keeping track.
No.
Okay, to celebrate our club's 60th anniversary, can you hear me? Am I on?
Yep, you're on.
Our historian, me, has prepared a computer flash drive for each member. The drive contains club history, gag rags, scrapbooks, and videos that tell the amazing story of our club. All files are in PDF format, easy to view. The videos may or may not play depending on what kind of video viewer you have on your computer. I don't know if you can see this or not. This is what the envelope for the flash drive looks like.
Okay.
Amazing job, Mayor. Thanks.
That's so cute.
And this is what a flash drive looks like. Some of you may have never used a flash drive, and if you have any problems with it, give me a call. We'll go all over the whole thing. So we are planning a photo tally fundraising campaign, and the details are explained in the letter in the flash drive envelope, which you will all get. Where is that? Okay. Here is what the flash drive contains. It has G.A.G. Kiwanis history, the archives of the G.A.G. scrapbooks, and videos.
Oh.
Now, let me hide this one.
Any bloopers?
Bloopers.
Oh, of course. Now, let me show you.
There's a blooper.
Okay. Okay, here. Can you all see that?
Yep.
Okay, this is one of our scrapbooks. This is one of the fun years. Okay, so all of them will work like this. You just press down on the arrow key and go to it.
Yay,
And look at here, we have Gary Bloom. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I want to.
No, play it. Play it all. Play it all.
Oh, please.
Oh,
there it was.
Whoa, go slower.
Okay.
That's nice, John. I like it.
We'll go through it slower. I didn't want to take up the time, but there are some really good things going on in this one.
Christina, you were in that one, I think.
There are a couple pages I want to get down to. So you will all enjoy looking at these and reminiscing. So.
Jerry.
I must be on the last
page.
Look, we have pictures of Jerry.
Yep, there's Jerry.
There's new member Kathy.
Kathy getting inducted.
And there's Jerry again.
Yep.
But there are some other things in here you have to see.
It was a fun year.
And you're going to go through this at your own leisure. The contest will end January 31st, 2021, so that you will have plenty of time to look through all the gag rags and all the scrapbooks and make a tally of your photos, because we have a little contest with that. Remember the Harvey Awards?
Yes.
Oh, and here we
Gene,
had-
Gene asked me to help with the Harvey Award, so I went over to help him glue the little figures onto the boards. And I didn't know there was an upside and a downside to those boards. So I glued a lot of those Oscar statues upside down on the boards. And you know what? He never asked me to do it after that.
So this is the page I was looking for, is when John Peterson made the Mission Times Courier, the nicest man in Allied Gardens, which is absolutely true. We all know that. And then we won the best do-gooder organization of that year. Here it is.
Yep.
Okay. Switching gears here.
Well, Mary, switching gears, I'd like everybody to know that Mary went back through all 60 years of scrapbooks.
Well, I believe it.
Put them all on files on the computer. Some of the scrapbooks
Wow.
so falling apart, she had to put the pages between plastic sheets to get them to go on her scanner. And she's done 60 years of these.
Wow. Thank you,
Oh, I have
Mary.
a tally. It's 2,000.
Thank you, Mary.
2,870 pages in the scrapbooks.
Jeez.
That's a few.
Wow.
And then I want to show you also in the G.A.G file, we have, let me get this up here. Oops. This is the latest G.A.G, which John is going to be sending to all of our members. And it's the anniversary special. I'll just show you quickly. You'll get your own copy, so you'll be able to read it. But he spends so much time making this. It's a fabulous production. It won the best newsletter in the Cal Neva district this year.
Very, very
Actually, this is the second time he's won that award.
Good job, John.
Now, you'll all have to take your time. We don't have time to look at everything right now.
John, do you think we should ask Alex to run off some hard copies for this? Because it's really...
You know, it's your call. I mean, everybody can print one out. I went to Office Depot yesterday and printed one. It cost me less than $6. So I will be sending these out. I got a hard copy here. We'll be sending these out right after the meeting. If you're not on my regular mailing list and you want to get a copy, just send me an email, or it should be up on the website later today.
Okay. Now, the flash drives will be updated at least once annually to add new material. I will email each member when it's time to update, and we can work out a schedule to collect your drive. Any questions or suggestions, please call me. And that is the end of my performance.
Mary, great job.
Good job, Mary.
Hundreds of hours.
Get back to Alan for...
Can I say one thing? I take no credit for this, but Mary put in many, many hours. Every image you see on that flash drive, look through many images, pick the best one, send them in, and then she sized them all so they fit together on that. And
we're
she
talking
has
about this thing here.
the amount of work that went into this. It's a very high quality. I hope you enjoy it.
You'll have fun with this. Really, it will be fun if you get back and reminisce a little bit.
Thank you.
Alan, I'm turning it back to you.
Go ahead. John Crawford, did you have a video you were going to try to show?
I do. I have some video messages from some people who couldn't be with us today, and it turns out most of them are with us today. But I wanted to share. I've got about a 3 to 4 minute video file that I'd like to share with each of you. So go ahead and turn up your speakers, and I hope you'll enjoy. There's a few faces here that you should recognize.
Hi, G.A.G. It's Winnie. I just wanted to congratulate you on your milestone anniversary and also all the accolades from Cal Neva. Great job.
He makes great cookies.
Hi, G.A.G. Kiwanis. Happy 60th anniversary. Congratulations on so many years of amazing service. I'm Trina Kreider, and I was a part of Circle K from 1990 to 95, and then I've had the privilege of serving you through the district office for the last 17 years. So I just want to again say thank you so much for everything you've done through the years, and here's to 60 more. And I have to say a special shout out to my extended family, John Crawford, who's going to be your incoming Lieutenant Governor that I've known since he was in Builders Club when I was in Circle K, and also Boyd Sauter, Terry Shanklin, John Peterson, Don Chandler, and we miss you, Jim McDonald, and all the others that have passed on through the years, but continue to keep this club strong, and I know you're going to keep doing amazing things, so congratulations once again. Happy anniversary.
Love you, Trina.
Congratulations to Grantville on 60 wonderful years. There'll be many more.
Hi, fellas. Happy anniversary, number 60. I'm glad you made it this far. It was a good experience, and it's, I hope everybody's getting along good. Mary and I just joined the Scripps Ranch Kiwanis in the last couple of weeks. So we're going to have fun over here at Scripps Ranch. They haven't had a club here for a long time, as you know. So
Say your
good
name.
luck. And
Say your name, who you are.
this is from Al Jones, from long gone by. And it's good to talk to you, and I hope you have a good anniversary. Keep up the good work.
You have your surprise.
Take care.
Al was Circle K advisor.
Hi, it's Greg Bratlian, Lieutenant Governor and member of the La Jolla and Scripps Ranch Kiwanis Clubs. I just want to wish the Grantville Allied Gardens Kiwanis Club a very happy 60th anniversary. Your club has been an integral part of the community and has played an important role in creating a cohesive atmosphere in the Grantville Allied Gardens neighborhoods. You've always supported the schools, residents, and businesses over the years, and they've shown their support for your club as well by becoming members. I know that the relationship between your Kiwanis Club and the residents of Grantville Allied Gardens will remain strong for the next 60 years. You're a terrific club doing great things for your community.
Wear your headphones.
Congratulations. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
All right, very good. Thank you to those who contributed, and we're glad to have many of those same people with us here today.
Good. Thank you for that. Mary, again, great job on that. And thanks for putting that all together. We owe you a big debt of gratitude.
It was fun.
We were hoping to be get Governor Tim to say a few words, but I believe he had to leave the meeting. And we're also hoping to get incoming Governor Gary Gray to say a few things, but I believe he had to leave. So, not that you're our third choice, Margot, but I think you're still with us.
That's okay. For at least another 2 years, I'll either be third or fourth or second choice. I'm good with that.
We're hoping to see you quite a bit in the next couple of years. You know where we are. We're just right down the road here in Allied Gardens.
I do indeed. I apologize that I've been a bit distracted. I have a 3.5-year-old with me who I just absolutely adore. So that's the happy part, even though I'm distracted. I want to congratulate this club for 60 years of Kiwanis service. Shh, I'll be with you in a minute. Sorry, yeah, right? It happens when you have children in the house. What can I say? But I do want to congratulate this club for 60 years of service. I've had the pleasure of attending a couple of meetings, and it's always fun to come and be with you guys. I love all the things that you're doing, and hopefully someday we'll be in person again. But in the meantime, thank you so much for obviously including me, and congratulations, and here's to 60 more years.
Thank you, Margot. Really appreciate you being here today.
Absolutely. Where else would I want to be? Okay, maybe play the 3-year-old, but hey. We did both, right?
Yeah, great. What I thought we'd do now is kind of go into a kind of an open forum type thing, but I'd like to call on some of our, well, let's say senior members. How about we start with John Peterson? Why don't you tell us about, what's your best memory of Granville Allied Gardens Kiwanis, or Kiwanis in general?
If I had to pick a particular memory of the years that I was in Kiwanis, I would have to say our fundraiser at the Christmas tree lot stands out in my mind. We did that for, I think, about 25 years. We ran a Christmas tree lot, and it was always a very, very good fundraiser. But the best part was the hours and evenings and weekends that we spent together down there selling Christmas trees and enjoying each other's company. And also the other thing that stands out in my memory of all of the years in Kiwanis are the friendships that I've made. And I think back, before I joined Kiwanis, I was just I knew my neighbors, I knew a few people around Allied Gardens, but after I joined Kiwanis, I had a whole new set of friends. And that expanded over the years because we had a lot of members that came and went. And my friendships that I developed over the years to Kiwanis are still my very best friends in life. And I thank Kiwanis for all those wonderful years. Thank you, Alan.
Hey,
real quick, John, who was the retired member who used to bring soup to the Christmas tree lots at night?
That was Al Heck. Al Heck could no longer work at the Christmas tree lot, and he would cook up a big pot of soup and bring it down to us, and we'd all have soup in the evening down there. That was Al.
What a great idea.
Great. Thank you. How about Byron Newman?
Yes, sir.
Why don't you've been a member of several clubs. Why don't you tell us about a favorite memory? And Byron tells a joke for us usually every week. Do you have your favorite Kiwanis joke?
You want a Kiwanis joke now?
Sure.
Okay. Well, this guy went up to a friend and he said, I'm having a lot of trouble selling my car. And the friend said, well, how many miles do you have on it? He said, 168,000. I said, well, no wonder. It's very hard to sell a car with that much mileage. I got a friend of mine who will turn that odometer back for you, and you could sell it with lower mileage. And so he went there, and a few weeks later, the guy saw him again. He said, did you sell your car yet? He says, no, it only had 22,000 miles on it. I'd be stupid to sell it now.
Hey, Byron, how many Kiwanians does it take to change a light bulb?
It takes 4. And 3, one to actually put it in, and the other 3 to make it an inner club.
That's right.
That was good.
That's a good one.
That's one I made up.
Thank you. For those who don't know, Byron, is your website back up with all the jokes and riddles on it?
My website fell apart. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. All the good stuff I put in there for 2 or 3 years is gone, so I hated to have to start over. At 91, it's kind of silly to try to build it up again.
You got a lot of good years left, Byron.
Oh, yeah.
Jack Scott, I don't think your microphone's on and your camera's not on. If Jack comes back with us, how about Gene Elmore? Is Gene still with us?
Yep, Gene's here.
Gene, you're on mute.
You're on mute, Gene. Unmute. Oh, here I can do it. There you go.
There he is.
Right, you're set. I got you.
Okay.
Yep.
We're good.
Can you hear us now?
Yes.
We can.
Okay, Jean is sitting here trying to remember 50 years of being in Kiwanis. And I said, well, what's your favorite and everything? And he said, I just don't remember, but every Thursday he remembers Kiwanis. So he's got to have a lot back there of good memories of Kiwanis. And looking at John Peterson and Byron and Jack Scott, of course, they were there about the same time Gene joined. And he's having a great time in retirement. And he looks forward to the Thursday mornings. And you guys are doing a great job.
And I remember all the Christmas parties over at your house. And back in those days, we'd all dress up nice, and there was a little bit more drinking involved.
But do you remember the Halloween parties we used to have?
Yes.
I remember the Halloween parties.
And I also remember the martinis that Gene made.
Well, the bar is still open anytime.
I might be there this evening.
Well, we have a dinner, a group coming over to tonight for, he's cooked pulled pork. Wow. And we're making sandwiches there.
All right. Party
I
at Elmore.
remember working with Circle K. I worked with Circle K with Boyd Souter for a long time, and we really had a good time. That was a great experience.
Yes, it was.
And the club elected me, well, after my presidency one year, I got Kiwani of the Year. That was for the hard work that all the guys did when we did at interclubs and stuff, and they just worked real hard to get me that Kiwani of the Year. And I still think about it, still have the plaque, and I think about them. And I want to thank all the guys that worked so hard on that. It was really, really something. Not much I did, it was what they all did on it.
It's very true.
Good. I see we've been joined by Don Teesma. Don's family established, and Don is current donor of Ideal Plumbing and Heating and Air Conditioning and all kinds of different things here in Allied Gardens. Don, I see your microphone's not on, but would you like to say something?
There he is.
Absolutely. I really have a lot of fond memories of the Kiwanis, especially when I was blessed for my grandmother and mom and family used to cook for you guys over at the rec center. And when I went to junior high school, I'd stop in and grab a quick breakfast. And but over the years, I've really grown to love and appreciate all the people there and the fond memories I have. So I really appreciate those memories and wish you guys all the best. And thank you for all your great service in the community. And I have a really fond spot in my heart for all of you. So
thank you.
Thanks for letting me join in today.
Good. Thank you, Don. And just, I know this summer, I know I really missed not having those concerts up in the park. And I know Ideal was the lead sponsor for those. And hopefully we'll get those back next year. I know that the whole community owes you guys a gratitude for all you've done for the community.
Yeah, we really are blessed to be part of this community. So we look forward to those concerts returning next year.
Me too.
Good. Thanks, Don. I see Jack Scott.
Oh, excuse me a moment. Tony and I have to cut out now. We have to go and deliver Meals on Wheels, and it's for us to get going. So we'll see you all.
See you later.
Anniversary.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Tony.
We're going to hit the road, put some Meals on Wheels.
All right. All right, Kathy.
I wanted to ask Christina, one, what have you been doing with yourself these days? And two, are you still working with, I see the words thing on the screen. Do you accept books for like donation for your program?
Hi, Kathy. Thank you. Yes, I I am here at Alley Gardens today at my mom's house, working remotely as a lot of us are these days. So back in old Alley Gardens. And yes, I still work at Words Alive. I'm our donor engagement manager currently. And we've been able to pivot pretty quickly to transition our programming to service students and families with some tangible learning kits delivered to their homes. So we recognize that a lot of students and families don't have adequate access to internet and to devices at home to participate in distance learning. And then for the flip side of things, we also have turned a lot of our programming into virtual and online programs to support those who do have access and are in Zoom classrooms. And to answer your questions about books, right now it's really tough for us to accept books because we have to quarantine them and get them through a whole process. We can accept new books and we accept donations from an Amazon list of new things, but right now we're currently not accepting any used books.
Okay.
Our hope is that we will be able to again, maybe around the holiday season.
Okay, perfect. You know, and when that happens, if you let us know, we have our speaker every week sign a book, and I've been signing it for them. So we have a bunch of books. Some of them are brand new books, but I'll keep them all. And if you let us know, we can donate some of them to you.
Oh, that would be great. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Christine. It's great seeing you.
Great to see you all too. I'm probably gonna head to work in a few minutes. Really love seeing everybody.
See ya.
Thank you, Christina.
Bye, Ellen. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Hopefully we'll see you soon.
Yes.
Christina.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everybody.
I see Jack Scott. Are you still here? Jack, your camera's turned off, but I see your microphone's on. What can you tell us?
I got video on. Oh, I'm not here, am I? I don't know what happened to the video.
Well, we can hear you.
As long as we can hear you, Jack.
What do you want? You called my name. What do you want?
Well, go ahead and tell, what's your favorite Kiwanis story?
My favorite Kiwanis story is probably the day we put up the first flagpole at the intersection there. I was in a three-piece suit, which we wore then to Kiwanis. I come over from Kiwanis, and no one wanted to go up in the cherry picker and put the topmost section of the flagpole together. So I was elected to go up to the top in a three-piece suit and put the top of that flagpole together. And there's probably a picture of it somewhere in the records there. Go ahead.
My favorite Jack Scott story is that I was assigned to help Jack put up the lights for the tree lot one year, and we were using a big aluminum ladder. And so I would be up on the ladder, and he would hand me the wires that I had to hook in up above. And so I was pretty proud of myself. I was going along, but when I went to move the ladder this one time, I realized that I put one of the wires through the rungs of the ladder and hooked it in, and the other one went this way. So the ladder was basically wired into the light system. And after that, Jack never asked for my help again.
And in real estate, I'd have like my buyers ask for requests for repairs, and when there were electrical work, I'd tag Jack, and he'd join me over at the house, and we'd do the repairs together. And that was really cool. I enjoyed that time.
Good. Why don't we go ahead and just open it up to anybody else have a favorite Kiwanis memory they'd like to share? We'd like to hear from you, George.
Follow up on Kathy's. Kathy's favorite part of the year was the post-Christmas tree party at the lot after 2 months of selling Christmas trees. And I can only remember those were the only days that I was the designated driver.
Randy Alexander's, by the picture.
By the picture.
Can I have the floor? On behalf of our treasurer, Dan Yager, and myself, just a reminder, we have to close out our accounts. So please mail your checks or money, whatever, to either Kathy and me or to Dan Yager. And just in that regard, just a reminder that by not buying your breakfast at Brothers the last 6 months, you have saved $240.
Will we able to do like a Venmo or something? You said we'll figure that out in a day or so.
We do have PayPal, and I believe John Chandler is just on the verge of giving everybody the information on how to use it. So hopefully by this time next week, we will be up and running with that. And we used to have the credit card thing, and unfortunately we had to close that account out, and we are in the process of opening a new account for.
I see you there, John.
So,
John P.
Mr. Peterson, either you're cleaning your computer screen or you're raising your hand.
I'm raising my hand. I want to finish up on Jack Scott's story about when we put in our original flagpole up at the triangle. The flagpole was 45 feet in height, and the cherry picker we had would only go up to about 20-some feet. And so when we tried to set the flagpole into the hole that we dug in the ground, it wouldn't tilt the flagpole, wasn't high enough to let the flagpole stand vertically. So we decided to put some weight on the butt end of it in order to get it to go down. So Jack Scott and 2 or 3 of us got on that end of it and tried to weigh it down, and then the cherry picker moved and it started swinging, and all of us jumped off except Jack. And so the cherry picker took the flagpole and ran it out over Waring Road, and there's Jack hanging on one end of the flagpole out in the middle of Waring Road before they finally swung it back onto the triangle. But we did finally get it in. But there was Jack standing out in the middle, hanging out in the middle of the road on the flagpole.
It's a wonder any of you guys have made it through all this.
You're right, absolutely right.
That would have gone viral. And then what's the story about somebody shooting a shotgun in the rec center?
Doing what?
Shooting a shotgun off in a rec center.
That was very true. It was Al Heck and Bob Frankhauser. They had gone duck hunting. And so they came back and we're going to tell a story about their duck hunting trip up in Northern California. Well, Al Heck didn't show up at the meeting that morning, so Bob started telling the story about their duck hunting trip. Sorry that Al couldn't be there. And all of a sudden, here comes Al busting in the door in his hunting outfit and a shotgun, and he fired off this shotgun inside that meeting room. And of course, it made just a terrible, terrible, my ears rang for 3 days after that. But
I'm looking at Al. I'm looking at Al nodding his head.
With a blank, of course, in the meeting room. We had a lot of fun in those years.
How about Neola? Do you have any fun stories from Circle K from your days?
Well, there was a lot of fun in Circle K.
Yes.
But I do remember always helping out at the tree lot. I do think that was great when we helped G.A.G. Kiwanis all the time doing that. It was a lot of fun to be there. I also remember the beach cleanup that we had one year. I think that was a really special time. And then we had Operation Have a Heart, where we used to go to a nursing home and provide balloons and everything on Valentine's Day. So those are some of my favorite projects.
Alan Springer. Oops, Alan Young, sorry. Alan Springer was my old boss. I've got some errands to run. They're showing how old I am. I've got some errands to run. Can I give you something that's supposed to be funny and then take off?
Yeah, why don't you give us your thought for the day, John?
We got Charles Schultz, which I think I got that name right at least, and the Peanuts character. This is Charlie Brown. Charlie says, I've developed a new philosophy. I only dread one day at a time. And some days when you pick up the paper, it's about how it goes, in my opinion.
Especially now.
Good stuff today. Good pictures and everything. Thank you.
Thank you for that, John, and we will see you soon. Be safe running your errands.
Thank you.
Lisa, I saw you had your hand up.
Oh, yes. I wanted to share my memory from Kiwanis.
Good.
My favorite memory is when I came into second place with my plate. And also I just wanted to say that, and this is probably the last time you'll see the plate. I won't do it anymore, but I love you, Alan Young.
There's
You truly deserve the first place. But
Uno right here. It's too bad Kim had to leave early because I know.
And that was my favorite Kiwanis memory, and also being KOD for the first time last week. And thank you, John Bremer, and everybody who sent really nice messages to me saying, do it again. So watch out, you guys. Thank you
Very
so
good.
much for letting me be in this club for the past, 3 months or so. Thank you again.
I want to tell you, Lisa, how much we enjoyed meeting Marty and Laurel last week at when we put out the flags.
They really had a good time, and they can't wait until the next time.
Good, thank you. Gary, are you raising your hand or just kind of motioning around there?
I wasn't sure. I have to leave real soon, so I wasn't sure what was going on next. But
okay, we can see we've ended the meeting, but let's stay around and talk and visit. And anybody who has to leave, you're welcome to leave. So
thank you.
I have to apologize to everyone for being late today. I really lost track of time with the kids in school. I've been on Zoom since 7 o'clock this morning. Ellen, were you able to tell everybody about the pink thing?
I just mentioned that you would be doing something. We've got our pink cards out, the pink card.
Okay, Vic, great. I'm glad to see that. We got the postal office. They finally came out with this yesterday in the mail. If you're in the 92120 zip code, you received the pink flyer. On Monday, it is 9/21/20. It's where our zip code meets our postal, or it's when the date meets the postal code, excuse me. And I'm hoping if we can, I don't know if John Peterson, if we can get the flags up on Monday, that would be great. We could talk about that later, but we're hiding rocks for the thing, and we have a couple of banners that are going to be up in the neighborhood. So we're super excited about this. They're going to sell a $3 cachet, which is a stamped with the mission on it. If you saw it in your postcard, at the post office, I'm going to get ours for the club. So we have them. And what else do I say? And then there's going to be a Zoom meeting that I'll have, I'll print out, since I now know how to do Portal Buzz. I guess that's it. And it's going to be at 10 o'clock on Monday with the station the new station manager, Robert Sorensen. So they're going to do something for the community since we are in the COVID. So thanks everybody, and happy 9/21/20. Oh, and also if on Monday, if you're in the zip code, please write a little note or buy a gift card or put a Gatorade out for your postal carrier and just say thank you for keeping our mail safe.
Good idea.
Good.
Yeah.
I do believe that Kearney Mesa has relinquished the Inter Club trophy, and I do believe that you guys are on the top now and will receive it later.
We'll have to find out on October 3rd.
We'll find out. And I know we've already, the interclub contest starts on September 1st. And I believe we are already, I know we had another one last night.
Oh, I forgot to mention our Hawaii Interclub on Monday. We're going to be, we have an opportunity to have an interclub with the Kiwanis clubs of Division 22. That's the entire state of Hawaii. The problem is their meeting starts at 7 p.m. Hawaii time, which is 10 o'clock here. So if anybody would like to join us for a 10 o'clock p.m. interclub on Monday, if you want to stay up late, we're going to try to get an interclub done via Zoom. I see Lisa's interested. I know we've got Alan's interested, Butterstein's, Vic. Okay, anybody who wants to stay up late on Monday, I'll get you the Zoom link and we can do an interclub, probably our first ever interclub with Hawaii.
Can you make sure that you tell me who's going to be on that meeting so we all can get laid?
Hey, John, I think you should make sure you send that information to all the clubs, because Al Jones and I might stay up and Mary Beth, so we can have an inter-club with our New Scripps Ranch Club too. Don't forget about us.
Al, is that past your bedtime?
Make sure, John, you send out the information so we all know about it.
All right, we'll do.
Al, you're on mute. You're on mute, Al. Okay, we see the thumbs up. I'm glad you and Mary Beth were on the call today on this meeting.
This will be the first time I've been to a party at 10 o'clock at night in the last, year?
And you don't even have to leave your house to be at the party. It's great.
I think Remy just left our meeting because I was going to suggest that she join us. It'd be 1 a.m. her time.
That's probably the shank of the evening for her.
That's true.
Okay.
All right. Well, good to see everybody. Congratulations on your 60th. Fantastic meeting today. Your club does so many wonderful things. I'm so proud of you guys, and your hard work has paid off. The 60 years, you've done so many great things, and watching the videos and seeing the G.A.G that's put together and all the work that Mary put in. I mean, just congratulations to all of you. And I know that you're going to go strong for the next 60 years. So I'm going to run now. I've got something I've got to go do at the moment, but great to see everyone, and congratulations again.
Craig, thanks so much for leading us through this crazy, crazy year. You've done a terrific job.
Yes,
we really appreciate your support.
Oh, hey, my pleasure. Being a Kiwanian is number one, and being involved with your club has been a real pleasure. Getting to know all of you even more than I knew you before has been just terrific. Like John Peterson said, you make so many great friends in Kiwanis as you go through your years, and I've only been involved for 10 years. But the friends that I've made already, I certainly agree with what John said about the friendships you make and keep for many, many years. So thank you for being so supportive of me as well.
Thanks, Craig.
That's great.
Thank you, Craig.
Okay.
All right. See you later.
Bye-bye.
I want to say hi to Cal Pat Carey too. I was so glad to hear that he's still around. Hi, Cal. Good to see you.
He's a good guy.
All right.
We're gonna lay it down.
Okay.
The party's over.
Yep.
We'll see. Neil, good to see you again. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I have to say adios.
Yep.
Yeah. I have
Take
to
care,
go
Al.
put my phone in. So see everyone next week.
Bye.
Bye. I'm leaving you
John.
too. Bye-bye. Good night.
Goodbye.
Thanks, Byron.
You're welcome.
Bye.